Alright, so here's the second thing on my belt, going from left to right. This is the C2 Taser. I know it's kind of fuzzy. I'm doing this from my phone. So, this is very similar to what law enforcement carries as far as who it's made by, the amount of volts it sends out, which is about 50,000 volts. Obviously, it looks slightly different. This is the self-defense model, which basically anybody can buy. You can see right here, it's got the switch. You see the green light means it's active. You can see the laser and the light as well. And where the prongs fire from. This is the cartridge right here. Kind of see that. It's about a 15-foot range. Some of the cartridges have 21 feet. This one does not. Here is the holster where this one goes. Kind of just fits in there. Kind of snaps around like that. And stays pretty snug in there. Over here, we have my Triple K expandable baton. This thing is awesome. I don't know if you can see this. It's about I believe it's a 21 inch. Might be the 26 inch. I'm not 100% sure. But this thing has stopped a couple of altercations, so it's a very nice tool. Here's the holster I use for this one. This one is kind of nice. It gives me retention for it. Also make sure I don't lose it. And the thing that I really like about this one, I don't know if you can see this, I can rotate it to whatever angle I want. That's usually the angle I carry it at. Right there. Next I have my flashlight. Probably one of the best flashlights I've ever had. It's a Streamlight. It's a Stinger LED. I don't know if you can see the bulb in there. It looks almost like it's like a little microchip. The awesome thing about this light, it's rechargeable. Also has 3 different settings. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's one, hold the button down, goes dimmer. It also makes the battery last a little bit longer. Hold it again, it goes even dimmer. Also has a defensive strobe. I don't know if you can see that. That is pretty bright when you have that in your face at night. But yeah, when that strobe hits you, when you're not expecting it, it kind of messes with your nerves. It makes you freeze up for a moment, which gives you time to act. Here's the holster I carry for that. Should be able to see that. So I carry this with an open top holster. Makes it a lot easier to get a hold of. I don't know, personally I just like it that way. Next over here, I don't know if we can see that very well. It's just basically where I keep my latex gloves. There are plenty of times where we'll be dealing with somebody covered in urine, feces, blood, you know, you name it. Nothing that I want to be touching with my hands, or really anybody would want to. Next over here is I have my sidearm. It's a Smith & Wesson M&P 40. It is the full-size model with the another Streamlight. Like I said, I do love this light. It's a TLR 1S. Basically the 1S is the strobe light model. This gun has been safety checked. I don't know if you can see that. Completely unloaded. There's that. Let me switch hands real quick. It's easier right-handed. So, it's the gun. You can see it's got the two little switches right there. It's a pretty good strobe. Does the strobe as well. Same as the Streamlight flashlight, just on the pistol. Makes it a lot nicer not to have to grab both out. Here's the other magazine. Same exact rounds, 15 round magazine. See all that over there. Now, holster is a Safariland. It's a 6380, I believe. It might be a 6360. I kind of get them mixed up. This is a triple retention duty holster with light bearing holster. So we'll see if I can kind of get you guys to be able to see all this. Yeah, probably not. Maybe I can use the gun for light. Okay. Perfect. So here, let's see if I can go over this and explain this to you guys. So we have the hood, which is right here. It kind of prevents people from being able to come at your gun from the front. Protects the inside right here. This right here is the second. And this one requires you to push down on the finger grip right here, and then to push forward at the same time. So technically that's like two different levels of retention, but they don't really count it as such. The next is this little lever right here. Without pulling that with your thumb, basically pulling it towards the back, that gun doesn't go anywhere. So basically you're going to push down and forward with your thumb, and then you're going to pull back with this as you pull the weapon out. That releases the sidearm, the weapon. Let's see if I can... Go ahead and set this light up. So, let's see if I can get this in while I show you guys and hold the camera. Probably not very well. So you can kind of hear it snap in. That's this little lever right here kind of kicking in. The one I showed you guys earlier. And then the hood goes over. There's no getting this gun out unless I want it out. That's really the way that it needs to be. Next, of course, is another non-lethal device that I carry. Of course, everybody knows what this is. It's OC spray. That's basically Capsonite. This is, it's hard to see. It's First Defense, 0.4%. It's an MK4, which is basically the size. Now, let's see if you can, kind of in comparison to the gun. This is also foam. It's fast dissolving foam. Kind of the benefits, in my opinion, doesn't quite go as far as the gel. But when you're working in close groups of people, you know, patrons of bus station or anywhere else that you might be working, and you spray mist, not only is it going to hit the person you're trying to spray, hopefully, it very well can go ahead and spray into your eyes and anybody else around. With the gel, in my opinion, it's really easy to go ahead and scrape off and throw back at you, which has happened. With the fast dissolving foam, you can spray them. You're not going to have to worry about spray hitting everybody else. And with it being fast dissolving, as soon as it hits them, it starts to dissolve. And there's no way to throw that back at you. For this, because it is another device that would not want to be in somebody else's hands if I'm carrying it, I do have another snap over top. Pretty much anything that I don't want anybody else to have while I'm working has some kind of retention. Obviously flashlight I'm not too worried about. And pretty much the last thing that I have on my belt that I carry, I've got 2 different sets of handcuffs and of course my tactical cuff key. Both of these, actually one of these are Smith & Wesson cuffs. Don't quote me on the model, I don't have a clue. I think these are like 100s and these are Peerless. I'm not sure if they have their own models. I always recommend at least carry two pairs. One of these days you're either going to have somebody that's really big and is not just going to fit in one, or you're going to have more than one person. You're going to want two. It's what I recommend. These do both fit in here. There's kind of like 2 different layers that are separated. I also keep these facing the same way every single time I put them in there. That way I know when I pull them out and I go to cuff somebody, they're exactly facing the way I want, the direction I want, the way I want. As far as the actual holsters that I have everything in, they're pretty much all Bianchi. Basically, if you buy cheap, you get cheap. So, this right here is a Bianchi mag pouch. Bianchi actually doesn't make a holster for the C2 Taser, so this one is actually Black Hawk. It works pretty well. It's not, in my opinion, the same quality as everything else I have on here, but it does the job. This is one of the only things I have that's not one of the very highly known brands. This is the Triple K that I showed you guys earlier. And same with the holster. But this one's nice. It does give the retention, which I've noticed a lot of them don't. Also with the ability to pretty much swivel in any direction I want. Makes it easily accessible for me. Again, with the flashlight, that is another Bianchi pouch. Same with my glove pouch, which I recommend that everybody always carry some gloves on them. The gun, of course, is a Safariland holster. I went over that with you guys earlier. Now, on this, I think this is the only other thing on my belt. Yeah, it is. That is not a Bianchi. This is another Triple K, I believe. Not quite the same quality as the other ones, like I've said with the previous one. It does get the job done. But I am also buying everything myself, too. So. And the very last one, which I also just went over, it is the Bianchi double cuff case. It's got the hidden button. So you can see on here, you can obviously see the button on the outside. With this one you can't. In my opinion, it looks much better than that, and that fades. That was black when I started with it. This you don't have any fading on whatsoever. Now this will also be kind of difficult to show you guys. The buckle on this belt is a little bit different. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on pause for a moment, kind of rearrange it so I can show you exactly how the buckle works and why I'm pretty fond of it. So, the way this is set up basically is this belt is never going to come unclasped unless I want it to. It's got the second release, which is this middle button. You have to push this down and then pinch these, otherwise you can kind of see right here it's not going to go anywhere otherwise. See if I can show this to you. I'll have to probably put you down for a second again. Give me just a moment, guys. Alright, so you can see the button is right here. Otherwise, if you pinch these, it's not going to come out. But as soon as you push on this button, and then push on those, comes right out. And the last thing I have is I don't use a regular belt underneath to attach this to. I've seen some people don't use belts at all. I think you should. It's another Bianchi belt. You can see I have an opinion on what I prefer. But the nice thing about this is there's Velcro material here. And you can see on the back of this is the opposite side of the Velcro. What happens is they obviously stick together. When you have it on, it makes it so nothing slides around. Everything stays in place where you put it when you get on shift, when you get off shift, everything is in the same exact spot. Also helps prevent everything from sliding. This also holds everything very sturdy, and you really don't even see it when you have it on. Pretty sure I went over this. This is the cuff key that I carry. It's a tactical cuff key. It's also made by Triple K. The quality on this one is actually pretty good in my opinion. So that is pretty much everything that I carry. Go ahead and give you guys one final look, kind of from my left hip going around my back, all the way to the right hand side. Everybody also might be kind of wondering, well, not everybody I work with will know exactly why I do this already, why everything is kind of clustered to the front first off, and why this is the only thing in the center of my back. You can see it's pretty thin and it's cushy. This is where your spine is, right down the center of your back. You never want anything there. You can be pushed down. If you have something big and bulky, it can actually fracture your vertebrae, cause you to get paralyzed, and it hurts like hell. Everything else, basically I keep easily accessible from both hands. Grab these left and right hand, grab this left and right hand, and so can I can also grab this with my left or right hand. This one I'm not too concerned about. If it comes to the point to where I need a light that bad, I can always have this. If I cannot grab this with my left hand, it's obviously something wrong, and I can most likely probably just have my gun drawn anyways. Again, this is only my right hand. I can shoot left-handed, but I could probably never draw this left-handed anyway, so it really wouldn't serve any purpose. And then, of course, for the O-spray and the cuffs, the OC spray and the cuffs, I can also grab left or right-handed, depending on the situation. So yeah, that's everything. Hope you guys enjoy, and feel free to comment and let me know what you think.